Hello to all my friends out there. Hi you guys. This video is trouble is coming. What can we do now? Okay, we don't actually really have to do anything now, but if we just think about it a tiny bit, then we can take steps. So I bought these hot cocoa balls 75% off at Christmas time. They tend to be a little expensive. Tonight is the night. And then I made this coconut milk. Now this is pretty good. It's really easy to do. You just heat water and you add coconut and blend it. I use sweetened. You're supposed to use unsweetened. And it's a little bit sweet, but not. I think the coconut milk you buy, I made 5 cups out of 1 cup of coconut. All right, here's what we've got so far. All right, let's zap it for 1 minute at a time. Okay. The coconut milk is in case we can't get cow's milk. All right, let's think about this. Don't assume lightning won't strike twice. I like to gamble. I make no bones about it. And I can tell you, if you hit a big jackpot, you don't want to leave your machine because sometimes it'll hit again and you have left. You don't even want to leave your machine to go to the bathroom, really. So lightning won't strike twice. Okay, we had the COVID and 2 wars, so once these are over, that's it. We've had a recession and depression, so we'll never have another one. So don't assume lightning won't strike twice. Won't strike twice. All right, number 2 thing is don't be there. If you see something coming, leave. Okay, I was living in, this was a long time ago, I lived in this pretty bad apartment, and I was out by the pool with my little boy, and the adults were getting really wild, and I said, come on, let's get out of here, they're gonna hurt themselves. So we left, and we went down to get an ice cream cone, and while we were gone, a pregnant girl jumped in the pool, straddled, the ledge of the pool like this, severed an artery, pregnant. They had the life flight her out of there. Don't be there. If you see trouble coming, don't be there. Okay, I lived in La Mesa, and we had some of the worst George Floyd riots. I don't live there anymore. Thank you, God. Okay, don't be there. Okay, live as frugally as you can and cut corners. Like if you see a little corner you can cut it. Just make that a way of life. This month I had a 30% reduction. Fortunately, I'm not dependent on YouTube, but a 30% decrease on YouTube. And this is not the first, ooh, this is looking pretty good. This is not the first time. And then what's really good about this is it's got marshmallows. Can you see them? Marshmallows. Yummy. Okay. One time I worked in this shop down by the beach. And so the manager said, I want a peephole in the back door. So I can see out there where I park my car. And I thought, under no circumstances I'm going in back of the shop day or night, because it just wasn't safe. It was an alley, so don't be there. Okay. No. Live as frugally as you can, especially if you're poor. So what I've seen is a lot of people who are really really drastically poor will spend a few dollars when they first get their check. And then at the end of the month, they'll be really broke. Nothing drastic, maybe just going to IHOP or I knew one, she took her friends out to eat. I thought that was totally ridiculous. I saw one who used her food stamps to buy her friends some food for a party. You don't want to do that. You want to cut corners, especially if you're poor. Get this out of your mind. Someone is coming to help you. Okay, when bad things happen, a lot of times people do come to help you, but what if no one comes to help you? Then what? Okay, you may remember the hurricane in Florida. They were evacuating the people, but they wouldn't let the people bring their pets, and some of the old ladies weathered the hurricane because they didn't want to leave their dogs. So this goes back to don't be there. Get in a cab, get on a bus, and get out of there before it becomes drastic. Here we have the big fires. Where I live now is pretty dangerous for fires, but I have a big fire department across the street from me, but that doesn't mean anything. And what's really, really dangerous is the smoke. They're saying a lot of the people that perish could have been saved if they had a gas mask in the Hawaii fire. So I am going to be getting some gas masks because you never know, because then you go back there, you go back to don't assume lightning won't strike twice. In the first fire, they reversed 9/11, my husband's friend, and as he drove down the hill, the sparks from the fire were hitting his trunk of the car. Somehow, I think the neighbors say the neighbors were not from America, and they saved their houses. You know, that was a huge fire. Okay, so another thing is, could I get, if there's some kind of a flood, could I get on my roof? So I have a high balcony, but from my balcony, I think I could get on my roof if I had to, life and death. But I think it was during like Hurricane Katrina, they got on the roof, but the help didn't come and there was no water, and the dad had to dive down and get the family some water. So that's horrifying. So be thinking about that. All right. Even if you are poor, even if you are an older woman, you can be prepared. I think some of the best preppers are the older women, like myself. I have been through a lot of stuff. I was going to say stuff you can't believe. I'm thinking stuff I can't believe. All right, number one, don't let people in your house. Why? Because if someone can get in your house, they can see what you have, and it's easier to rob you. I'm not talking about your best friend. I'm just talking about being nice, sociably letting people in your house. That's never a good idea. Because the potential is there. They might offhandedly mention something you have, and you know, somebody else. One of the tricks when you live in a low-end apartment is the manager can always give the key to somebody else, the deadbeat managers. So, okay, I had my share of deadbeat managers. Get alarms and surveillance, or very big dogs. So, I lived in this place, and I told the lady, I don't want you in my house in nice ways, not so nice ways. She was constantly in my house. So I paid for these alarm systems, because if you let yourself in with the key, it would set off the alarm. Okay, this neighborhood is a lot better and we're all surveilled. And my neighbors have pit bulls, so that helps. The best thing is, back to point number one, don't be there. Try to get out of those kind of neighborhoods. Try not to be noticed when you come and go. Like me, I'm a very, I do the same thing every day. That's not really that good. People who work, try not to be noticed when you come and go. Don't keep a lot of money or valuables in your house. I know this guy, and he was pretty wealthy, and he had a mechanic shop. And so one day this guy came in to rob him, and there was only $200 in the cash register. And he said, I know you have more money. And he like beat him around on the head with a pipe and stuff. And so, you know, don't even give the appearance of being well off. Okay. Don't keep a lot of cash in your house. That's not smart. Don't open your door to anyone. Like I have the alarm or the surveillance where I can talk to the person through the door. I can see the person. But even then, it's generally not a good idea. I mean, recently we know of a robbery. It was Amazon, and 5 guys rushed into the house. So it's best to make the habit of not opening your door to anyone. Don't show off your wealthy lifestyle. I mean, have you ever known any people, and it's only obvious they're well off? That's dangerous. You don't want, I don't even care if you live in a wealthy area, that's dangerous. Because never under or overestimate people. Like when people are hysterical, they're dangerous. Never forget that. Be prepared to evacuate your food and valuables. So can my vehicle get me out of here with my food and valuables? Yeah, especially if I left at the first sign. When we had the big fires, the really big fires, there was time to get a U-Haul and pull your stuff out. Most of the people I know did. And if you live, like, think of vertical and horizontal. If you live horizontal to a fire, I guess it's the winds. Just count on the fact that you're going to be burned out. You want to, like in my case, I would want to move my food to the safe place. If I felt in any way, shape, and form this place wasn't safe, I would move it. Okay, evaluate your food by 3 meals daily and a gallon of water. So it's not, I saw these kids, like they were older kids, but they were buying like 12 boxes of cereal. And I said, is that for your year's supply? And they said, no, there's 47 cents a box. I go, oh, okay. Okay, now this one is really important. Prepare a small room if the power goes out and there's no heat, or if we have some kind of nuclear attack. So I have a place in my house that is the centermost place that I would be the least likely to get any residue on me. And then I could hang a rug or some carpets in front of one of my walk-in closets, and the birdies and I have to go in there. So mostly you're going to stay warmer if you have your house. Now this place isn't the warmest because I have vaulted ceilings, but I do have places where I could, the place I have a big closet and a bathroom, so you know I could. 10, make sure you have a porta potty. I would never use water to flush my problems down the toilet, because if the toilet floods, then you know you're contaminating the air. And where you have bad odors, never forget this, you have contaminants or germs. And so if you have a porta potty, you can move that outside. Even if you live in an apartment, there's usually a place, a balcony or something. Be prepared for no phone or internet. They have walkie-talkies. This coconut milk's pretty good, you guys. Be prepared for, okay, guaranteed we're going to have some kind of cyber attacks or grid down. I mean, we know that, right? So I want to get one of these walkie-talkies that picks up 50 miles away. Okay, you can't go to the gas station, so make sure you store some gasoline. The best thing is keep a full tank of gas. Shelter in when like the grid goes down, like there's a supply chain disruption, shelter in place, because you don't want to take the chance of like driving around and then you get in a car accident, you get a flat tire, you get stranded. Okay, number 15. Oh, number 14, bucket garden. Okay, I'm changing my garden to bucket garden because I want to be able to move my garden inside or up on my balcony. And so one of the things I did last year was sell plants. So, okay, if you get the dirt out of your yard or you get some dirt and you save your seeds, then you can sell your plants for $1 and you can make a little profit. My potatoes are sprouting. And my mint, I have a bunch of mint plants that popped up, so I will transplant them. And I will be growing my avocado seed. Also, in the future, we can use seeds for barter if needed. Also, coffee, alcohol, and cigarettes. During the first fire, I mean, everybody was freaked out, and I work next to a liquor store, and so you might think, what did they evacuate, the liquor? No, it was the cigarettes. Okay, 15, the average caveman lived to be 10 years old. So that goes to show you when you're somehow exposed to the elements, somehow, you know, wild beasts, disease, who knows. But they say in the winter time, most of the cavemen kind of like hibernated, like bears. So we will want to remember that. And if we're in some kind of condition, we want to get under some big heavy blankets and stay there. Okay, this one is a personal experience. If it is really cold, don't go outside. My mother's mother froze to death in a blizzard. Yes, that was bad. She had 13 orphan children. Okay, Bible mentions that in the end of times, wild animals will attack the people. Okay, I have coyotes, bobcats, big ones too, and they run all over the neighborhood. And when the rabbits are sparse, they run down, and like I hear them out by the dumpster. And I have seen one close up. He looked kind of friendly, but I went, oh my God. Anyway, so like a regular, like, you know, your lovable husky, they say in the wilds a husky eats 30 pounds of meat. And I tell my son that because the dog food is expensive, and I go, it's better than 30 pounds of meat. Okay, so, and another bad thing is domesticated pets might starve, so you want to have plenty of food for your pets. How about me? I went to get the birdies bird food, and they didn't have any. I went to Walmart, Dollar Tree, because it was like an emergency, and grocery outlet. I finally got some at another Walmart. Okay, make sure you have plenty of coats, shoes, and underwear. They say during the Depression, people didn't have underwear and socks. Okay, at the first sign of trouble, fill the bathtubs and trash cans full of water. Okay, I want to tell you, and this is Cash, I want to tell you about a dream I had. It was really kind of like a nightmare. It was like in a, I don't know where it was like a war, and it was like there had been bombs, and the house had no windows, and there was a lot of smoke in the house. And so there was a soldier walking through the house, and there was a little girl, and there was a baby, and then there was a pile of cash on the counter or table. And the soldier took the baby and put the baby by the window. So there are times when cash could really, really save your life. In that case, you want them to find it. Okay, I want to talk to you about my favorite movie, one of them, Point Break. So in the end of the movie, Keanu Reeves finds Patrick Swayze, and he's going to take, and there's this giant wave. And so points to be remembered is every time it was vitally important, Keanu Reeves always let him go. So anyway, he was let go to try and surf this huge wave, but he had been preparing the entire movie for this moment in time. So we don't know if he survived or not, but his 6-minute robberies and all the wild daredeviling stuff they did kind of points to the fact that he was preparing for that moment in time. So that's what we want to do. Prepare every day. You don't know what's going to transpire, but you can kind of like, he who ignores the past is doomed to repeat the past. So in the past, how did people get killed in wars? How did they asked people of the Holocaust, why didn't you leave? And they said, we never thought it would get that bad. So assume it might. Okay, if you are really broke, sell things cheap. Like what I do is when I am done with my stuff, I pile it in like boxes, sometimes not so neatly. And usually I sell it for about $1, like this lovely ring. This is a lovely ring. I had a lot of these. This is the only one I had left. And my friend was over, and at the time I was selling wedding dresses, and I was traipsing around in these wedding dresses, and she's looking at me, she goes, I would rather cut my throat. And I said, yeah, me too. But if you need money, I guarantee you some nut is going to buy this. Well, I bought it. So you can definitely make $200 a day. Seek alternatives like, look at this. This is decent. Okay, today I bought unsweetened coconut. What I do is the minute that I think of something, like making coconut if I didn't have any cow's milk, but I put this in granola and cookies and stuff and fruit salad. Coconut milk, oat milk, soy milk, and rice. The most important is soy. Okay, so now if meat is low, we want to go to dairy to soy. Then if those 3 alternatives are not viable, we go to bread, butter, rice, beans, potatoes, and vegetables so we can survive. Okay, you guys, we never know what's going to happen. Probably what's going to happen, my opinion, not to be a doom and gloomer, endless fighting and endless war with small periods of rest. So during the small periods of rest, we want to prepare. Recession, depression, real estate crash, stock market crash, job loss, endless strife with small periods of rest. Okay, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, you guys. $1, $1. I sell that stuff like hotcakes.